Welcome to Wolf Farms. I'm Dawn, also known as Knitting Wolf.
And I'm James.
We were playing with it.
Yeah, we were having some fun beforehand. So, anyways, I'm James, also known as Wolf Photo. This podcast is brought to you by Wolf Farms. You can find us on the internet at wolffarms.net. Our scent of the month, you get 25% off for the month of July. It is coconut. Good summer fragrance, and I'm sure you'll enjoy that. So you'll find everything in our shop that is scented in that fragrance, 25% off. Plus we have other sale items, so swing on by, check that out. I'm sure you'll find something you'll enjoy. I want to welcome new and returning viewers. Thanks for coming by and checking us out, or hanging out with us on a Monday morning when, or whenever you get to us.
Yep.
Thanks for watching us. Want to, I guess, run through our list. This is going to be the Dawn show, by the way. I'm just going to take a audience seat and watch because you got a table full of stuff.
Yeah.
So
this week's segments include farm happenings, lots of those. In the coop, squeal like a pig, lots of those. And in the arena and roundup.
alrighty.
See, it sounds like it's going to be quick, but you know us.
Yeah, but it's 2 pages, so
Yeah.
you know it's gonna. I already know that it's gonna be a lot of good stuff on there.
So farm happenings.
So farm happenings.
It was my birthday this past week, and I got a lot of awesome text messages and WhatsApp recordings, clear from Australia, so that was really cool. Messages on Ravelry and Instagram, and it was just really cool.
Yeah, a lot of
Because
well
when I was
wishes
visiting my grandma, who I share a birthday with, you know, we took her balloons and pie and candy and stuff, and I had turned my phone off because it's a nursing facility, and so when we got out, shush, Trummy, this cat has been Mr. Yappy, Yappy, Yappy all week, and so I had turned my phone off, you know, and so when I turned it back on when we got in the car, Jimmy's like, Mom, your phone is exploding.
Ding, ding,
So,
ding, ding.
yeah, so that was really cool, and thank you so much for making it an awesome day. And
Yeah.
we went out to lunch and went and got these cupcakes, which the place has actually won the Cupcake Wars.
Cupcake Wars or
Yeah.
something like that. It's a local place.
I got one that was cookie dough, and it was covered in cookie. You watch out if there's any cookie dough. I don't care about
She
the egg
likes-
stuff. That is
yeah.
my favorite.
Why bake it?
Yeah, you know those things that get in the store that you break off and you put it. Oh,
Yeah,
no.
so-
I would rather just eat that cookie dough.
Yeah, that was dangerous because we did at one point in time buy some of that, and it never made it to
Gone.
the oven. So.
Yeah, that is the best. So that was awesome. Then we went out to dinner, and so it was a super great day. And
Yeah, you had a
woo woo.
you had a good day. I know.
Yep,
Lots of good stuff. Lots of well wishes.
yep.
So
And I'll get into the Squeal like a pig. I'll show you some of the goodies, and so because I got quite a few patterns, and that's always, I always get excited seeing podcasters show their patterns and stuff. So
yeah, and so that was the start of the
Tuesday,
week.
That was the start of the week.
Then sometime, let's see, was that
Wednesday night.
So Wednesday night, I was laying on the ground.
No. Tuesday night you were laying on the ground.
I was laying on the ground in the evening. I think was petting on the dog or something. Jimmy decided he was going to sit on my back.
You know, like how you sit on the back to rub somebody's back.
Yeah.
You know, he wasn't horsing around.
Yeah, it wasn't like he jumped on me, but he was sitting on my back, and then all of a sudden something popped in my chest, down like rib cage area. And I'm like, you better get up.
Well, pop and then ouch.
Well, it actually didn't hurt right away, but the next day it was sore, so we decided to...
I heard about it the next day.
Panics. You know that...
I am Dr. WebMD.
Yeah, which is dangerous because, you know, she's trying to say, you know, she's picturing this as like being the, you know, after an accident you got ribs broken and they're going through your internal organs.
I'm
And
like,
I'm like,
how's your kidneys?
it's
How's your
just sore. pain scale, right? From 0 is nothing to 10 is like, excruciating pain. It's sore. Sore is like 1. It's like
Anyways,
really...
he went to work, and he's on a band pool, so he's stuck an hour and a half away. So then I get the text, you need to call and get an appointment at Kaiser. And I'm like, okay, if male is asking to go to the doctor.
No. Let's back this up. I said, I'm sore. I don't know if I cracked a rib or something. That started the whole panic attack. Then Miss WebMD goes and checks it all out. She says, you're going to die because your ribs are going to go through and cause problems. And I'm like, it's just sore. And I didn't think it was cracked because it really wasn't that much pain.
You weren't breathing. It didn't hurt to breathe.
No, I was
deep breaths.
But panic here. I
don't have IBS for nothing, honey.
Says, well, you want me to set up an appointment? I'm like, no, it's still panic. So I thought, well, it'll make you feel better if we go up to Kaiser and I get it checked out. So we did. Yeah,
that night, once he was home.
Yeah. So we got it checked out. I don't have a broken rib. There's cartilage or tendons there's tendons or something between the ribs themselves. He says you probably strained or something. Otherwise, hurt one of those.
So he was told to rest for at least a week.
Yeah, I don't rest well.
Changing fixtures in the closet, washing cars.
I'm not painting though. I'm not painting though. I was told I can't paint.
Send in the duct tape.
I was told I couldn't paint, so I didn't paint. But doing everything else that I can. I don't sit still well. I have to be doing something. So, but needless to say, I'm not dying from my rib explosion.
Tristan understands me.
But so that was a little bit. I'm still sore. Sore. 1 on the pain scale. It's an irritation.
Well, I've been kind of a...
Oh. Yep.
I've had more of an 8 to 10. This is good.
Someone got too much sun this week too.
Yeah, I had a pickup delivery and I was out in the sun 2 hours.
Yep. So she's a bit red. We've been then
I had a reaction, an allergic reaction.
We started with the Noxzema, which is what everybody says.
Well, I've been told when I was little, I was taken to the hospital one time when I had a bad burn, and they said Noxzema because it takes the red out. I don't know if the older Noxzema did not have soybean oil as the second ingredient. Well, they gotta stick this crap in everything, Yeah. So I got an allergic reaction. I could have just ripped my friggin' skin off. It itched so bad.
Well, you're going between Noxzema and then the...
I got my cortisone cream out and Benadryl, and, I'm caking that on because it's just itching. It's already on fire, can't touch. But, sleepless
you went
night,
through that.
So I had you wash me off. Yeah, trying to wash off stuff on a burn. And this is way lighter than it has been. This is like 4 days later.
So we cleaned up the Noxzema. We thought, well, let's get that off.
Follow me, baby.
Yep. And, we got that off and you immediately started feeling better.
Yeah.
So we thought, this is probably what's causing you, because we were going to clean it off and do some more cortisone. And as soon as we got it cleaned off, I said, why don't we use the aloe? Because you got some after sun aloe rub. And that, soothing. Good stuff, because it's like aloe, and then I think they have alcohol, I think, to make it more fluid or whatever. Yeah. So, but it's
100% better than it was, because I'm like, how am I going to do the podcast with?
We used to have a ton of aloe plants, ton of them. I mean, we
had
like
huge going.
Yeah, until the geese came by. Geese like aloe plants. They ate them.
They like any plant.
Well. So yeah, they help themselves to the aloe plant. So we have no more. I got to go buy some more now, just so that we have them.
And I'm outside for 2 hours every day. I have the SPF clothing, the big huge sombrero hat, and.
Well, you weren't planning. You weren't thinking. You went out and baked.
I like to talk.
Yeah. So anyways, but another medical stuff this week. It's like. So keep us inside.
And Kristen calls
Let us
me
rest.
A lobster.
That's it. We get the lobster claws.
So then what else? Oh, we tried buffalo steak. We got it. I think we mentioned it a few weeks ago or a week ago.
A week or two ago, we had mentioned we'd gone to the winery and gotten some buffalo steak just to try it out to see
if I could handle that.
How that was, and so we went out. I fired up the barbecue last night. Fired it up, and went out there and grilled it up, and it tastes like beef. It's a little tougher in some areas than beef, and I don't know if that's just.
No, it was a sirloin steak.
It was one of the better steak, but they have only a couple choices you can choose from. It's not like they have.
See, I can't eat red meat. I haven't had red meat in 6-7 years, so this was a test, and I thought, okay, we're not having anything else I'm allergic to, so I ate 4 bites, about an ounce, if that. No reaction, but I'm not really a meat eater anyways.
Yeah. It was good. I mean, like I said, it tasted like beef.
Jimmy devoured it.
It tastes like beef. There's the difference between buffalo and beef is that the fat doesn't run through the meat in buffalo. So it's not... it dries out quicker if you barbecue it too much. So you have to kind of go on the rare side with it, which is what they told us when we went and actually bought it. So it actually was good. It was juicy. It tastes like beef. I told Jimmy I'd just get him a regular steak because he was still kind of looking at it funny. He ate it. I mean, he hasn't had a steak in a long time. But I told him I'll have to treat him and get him a steak and throw it on the barbecue for him every now and again.
Yeah. So it wasn't gamey, though. I was kind of expecting more of a gamey.
No, it really depends on what they eat. I think it's more the feed is more of a thing.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it was actually tastes like beef.
Yeah.
Just like white meat tastes like chicken.
Dundee had his final baby shot appointment. He's 20 pounds. He hit the 20-pound mark and had a good visit.
Yeah, he's what?
And it was so cute. Another quick story. I told you farms have... You don't come for the knitting. So it was a cute little story. We walk in and, she goes, oh, he's getting so big. The receptionist. And, I tell him to sit down. And he sits down and, she goes, hi, Dundee. How are you, Dundee? And he looks at her and he goes... He did his wave to her. That was like just so perfect. And she goes, did he just wave? And so she waved at him. So then he did it again. And she goes, oh, thank you. And then he goes, poof, like he's talking right back to her. It was so hilarious. I mean, it was just so interaction.
Yeah, like he was actually knows what's going on.
I was a proud mama. It's like...
Our dog's got manners.
Yes. Well, I've taught him also, if it's a lady, when, I've taught him how to shake. And so I've taught him, shake and then kiss the lady's hand.
Yeah. She's trying to teach him the proper etiquette.
Yeah.
Doggy etiquette.
Yeah, he needs a little bow tie when he does it.
It would match him. He's white and black, so.
Yeah. So I think that's all the farm happenings. I'm sure I'll think of something else. It'll come in.
We'll insert it into the conversation as we go. So.
Yeah, you're just sitting here chatting with us, having some water or Diet Coke. Or
I say Wolf Farm water at that. Good stuff.
Or Sarah might be sipping with her China cup. Hopefully the new apple blossom cup she's gotten with her Earl Grey tea.
Well, there you go.
Whatever you're drinking.
So, let's, I guess...
In the coop?
Go into the coop.
In the coop. In the coop, I have a hoe. I finished, this was what I took to Kaiser. So I did that's a good 6-7 inches at least.
Yeah, when we were in there waiting for me to get in, lady that was in there waiting too, she'd come over, I just got to see what you're doing.
Yeah, that was really cool. And so this is fishnet self-striping in the Dawn colorway. And I did all that. Yeah. And I did this longer than I normally do because I normally have it matching, but I'm wanting to use a lot of this yarn and because just look how cool that is. So I finished.
Now you were saying when you ended it, you.
Oh well, You weren't supposed to. I
Well,
had
no,
just a wee bit of purple coming.
I said,
into
get
the
your
black.
little Sharpie out and just Sharpie that off.
Sharpie it.
Yeah.
Because I thought I had it perfectly balanced, but when you use that Ginny's surprisingly stretchy bind off, it takes up more yarn, and it doesn't matter. It's going to be under my pant leg, and they shouldn't be crawling up my pant leg. So then I started the second toe, or sock, or...
Well, it's the toe. And
yeah, it's the toe. And this is the limb knit crochet toe. All of her patterns have it. So she's limb knit crochet, Lauren McMorty on Ravelry. So awesome. This will be my forever toe. I changed the pattern even to use it. I just like how it fits. 64 stitches, and and this yarn is still so it's just squishy like that.
Is this
The fishnets.
Cool.
Love,
I like
love,
the colorway.
it. Yeah, it's
You said, you say, that'd be a good sock for you. And I'm like, no, it's got sparkle base. I don't think I want to wear sparkly
But
socks.
even her sparkly base isn't in your face. I've got sparkle. You know, it's subtle sparkle.
Subtle sparkle.
Just a little shimmer.
Just
here
enough
and there.
to...
Oh, yeah, I wouldn't knit you sparkly socks.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
It's be little fairy dust on it, honey.
I don't need
Tinkerbell came by and
no.
sprinkled on you.
Not on my socks.
So I have
Tinkerbell could just help herself to your socks.
Yeah.
I'm a man. I don't need sparkle
tinker
base.
on my socks. So then I worked on my lollipop. Whenever I say that, I always think of the Lollipop Kids. The Lollipop Kids. What's that from?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
The Lollipop Kids. I don't know, it's really irritating. They do it in that. Oh, the Lollipop Kids. Is that another Wizard of Oz creepy thing?
They don't have Lollipop Kids in Wizard of Oz.
Charlie and the Chocolate Factory?
No, I don't think they even have it in the Chocolate.
What is it? Because I have
Dreams.
no clue.
It's Bad Dreams. That's what it is. The Lollipop Kids are coming to haunt you in their dreams. Someone doesn't like lollipops.
No, it's a song.
I know. I
Or
don't
a
know where it
movie or
comes
something.
from, but I got to give you a hard time.
It's lollipop yarn in the Hootenanny colorway, and this was a gift from Knit Psycho. Thank you.
Yeah. I like
And
the color contrast.
I started
Bright and
knitting this
vibrant.
when Ia was at her appointment, so I was praying with her, and I pray about her all the time. But she is a major lollipop girl addict. She is, just go look at her Instagram. You're going to drool over all her yummy lollipop. So I had to get out lollipop because she's the lollipop girl. And so I knitted a wee bit on this. This I'm doing the groovy sock. Well, I'm doing the stitch pattern from the groovy sock. And so look how cool. Yeah,
I like that.
I see this screw up.
What screw up?
I think it's a screw
It
up.
does not a screw up.
So I got the fish lips kiss heel into this. The sole is just plain. 'Cause that'd be icky having it on the sole. See what I mean? I should have cut the yarn.
You're
That's
overthinking.
bugging me.
I know. But
So-
you used up your 2 stripes for the heel, and then you continue
Right.
on, and so you get 2 stripes.
But it'll be bent, so it won't be too noticeable.
They shouldn't be in your shoe, right? It's like they should be on your pant leg looking.
So I did quite a bit on that one. It's why I didn't do more is because I got these needles. These are the sock rockets, and
The join.
the join is so scratchy. Watch, it takes me. See how that's not moving?
It catches your yarn.
There's a
and-
bad catch, and I contacted the company. I sent a picture. See, it takes me over a minute,
It should just
Yeah.
slide.
and both sides are like that, so it's frustrating. And I keep casting on socks, so
You got to use what you got.
yeah. So,
Hopefully they can respawn back, which they haven't yet,
I know.
and replace those with something that's better.
yeah. So that's another sock project. And do you want to go for a little bit? And then I'll show another one because I got a rant.
It'll be a
on that
really, really quick little bit because I'm still working on my socks. Slowly but surely. Really, because I should... I should be taking it easy and sitting around knitting all day because of my doctor's orders to be resting for a week. I haven't. I've been a bad patient, but I'm still working on my my sock. I got one finished. Knitting this with Desert Vista Dye Works in the S'mores colorway, and I did a little bit more since last week, but only about 4 stripes. So I was there. Now I'm here. It's coming along. So looking at my finished one, I'm about a quarter way there. You know, half the foot, get the other half done, then do the heel and then up the legs. So where nobody should be looking, right? But yeah, so I'm moving my way along slowly but surely. See, I should learn how to knit as fast as you. It's just
well, your
like I
work
said,
day starts at 3:30 in the morning. You don't get home till 6. You know,
it's one of those things. And then when I do have time, I can do about a color stripe, and then I have to stop because the small needles it cramps up my hand. So I tend to stop and then I don't get back started. So I get about when I do it, I get about a stripe in a day. Instead of, you know, these people that can knock out a pair of socks in an hour or whatever, you know, I'm not a knitting machine.
So then cast on itis hit me, and really Sasha. There's a whole bunch of them. Hot Pink Sock review and Being Brienne. So it all started with Being Brienne knitting these socks. This is called the Lena sock. Let me get to it. I have so many tabs up here. Lena sock. By Karen Lobdell. This is what it looks like. It's a 250 pattern, and it goes to Doctors Without Borders.
So you're working on it.
I'm getting there. And this is in my Jessalou bag that James and Jimmy got me 2 years ago for Valentine's. Because look, okay. Look how perfect the yarn matches it.
Perfect fit.
Perfect. And the yarn is Gnome Acres, No Place Like Gnome. Just a superwash merino nylon blend. So, and I'm using my knit picks, size 1s, because I'm out of needles. And did the toe, and then I started reading the pattern, and we will get to that in a minute. This is what it looks like. Really cool. See, this is what we saw in Being Brienne. She's one of the hosts of the Knitworthy podcast. And thought, oh my God, that's so cool. And so we all like, oh, we gotta knit that. Also, T.B. McCarthy and Sharon V of the Moms with Yarn totally went out of my head. Moms with Yarn podcast. I'm pretty sure that's it. They're doing a sock knit along, so I wanted to join them too, and I'm like, oh, that's perfect timing because their knit along started July 10th. So I thought, perfect, do this pattern. Okay, I read the pattern. I like stopped at the toe. I'm like, come here. So I pulled up the pattern for James. We're looking at it because I'm like, what the heck is she talking about? It's a 64 stitch pattern or a 60. She has the 2 sizes. Her chart she uses has 33 stitches. The math does not work there. Just quickly thinking you have 32 on each needle, or 30 and 30. 33 stitches ain't going to work. So if you are knitting this pattern, take off row 33 because there's no such thing. Also, you can tell this is a photocopied stitch pattern. If you're going to do a pattern, especially to sell it, there's only 3 people who've knit this. Being Brienne is one of those 3 because she's knitting it now. So whoever's currently knitting it, it shows. So 2 people. Obviously hasn't been test knitted, sample knitted.
There's issues.
The chart is from a stitch pattern book because she didn't even take out on the wrong side purl. Sock does not have a wrong side. You're knitting in the round. So that's another thing. Take that out.
We sat down and discussed this
For over 45 minutes.
Because she was trying to figure out why you would have an increase on
the sole.
Without getting into too much detail about it, it's described as an increase in there, and looking at the picture, and we finally figured out what that was doing. But it would have been much simpler just to write out the pattern than to put even a chart in there, because I think it would have made it much clearer and easier to knit, particularly when you get to the leg part.
Yeah, the leg part's going to be an issue.
Because right now it's not going to. It'll look funny. It won't look like the picture.
If you followed it, how the chart is, you're going to have a bar.
Well, you're going to tell where you because you do the chart, and then you'll basically doing the chart twice.
Yeah.
You do a round, and then you do a round because you got 64 stitches. If you do 60, you can't use the chart.
Yeah, there's.
But it's only like a 4 pattern or 4 stitch repeat. So it could be written out really simple. It would make it a lot easier for someone to knit if it was written out. The chart, I think, makes it more confusing, particularly because there's an extra column on there that really, based on the pattern, the way it's described, with 60 stitches or 64 doesn't work, because if you actually read the chart, it would be 66. Right. So it really doesn't blend. But with a 4 stitch repeat, it works for 60 and 64 if it was written out, if it was written out correctly so that you can do it, particularly on the leg, because then you continue the pattern all the way spiraling up the leg as you're knitting it. Right now, it just wouldn't work out that way. So
you have to know how to read your knitting for this pattern. There's no way to get around that, because when you're getting to this, the one row has a 1-stitch cable. When you get to the end over here, your cable stitch is your only stitch on the needle. You just have to knit it. To keep this 32 stitches, you have to fudge it and just knit it. You can't tail. It still is making the leaning. So that was another thing. It's going to be a lot of fudging, and
it would have been better if the pattern designer had sent that out to have it test knit, got feedback, and then dialed it in a little bit better. Yeah. I mean,
it's still going to look really
it's not
cool.
an expensive pattern,
right.
but there would be issues if you just knit it the way it was read. You will run.
But I can't just say, like the Mystic Spiral socks, phenomenal. That sucker was tested. Everything is, the numbers lining up perfectly. Highly recommended.
Yeah.
This.
It needs a revision to make it work for a sock, because like I said, it looks like the pattern was taken out of a pattern book.
It's obvious,
or the 365 stitches, whatever.
Copy paste,
to actually take that, because you like the pattern, and convert it into the sock pattern. It probably needs to be reworked a bit to make it a little better for the person that's actually knitting it, because I would be challenged if I was just trying to do
and
this.
we sat there for 45 minutes trying to
discuss it.
Yeah.
We were trying to figure out how to make it work, but I think, like I said, I was telling Dawn it would be simpler just to write it out, because it's only 4 stitch repeat on that pattern, that it's easy. 4 stitch and it shifts. There's some stuff going on, so you can actually write out 8 rows and then repeat. But it would actually take up less space than the chart to actually write it out, because it is quite a simple thing. It's just getting it to line up. The chart's not helping at all.
Right.
That chart is not indicative of what you really should be doing with your stitches when you go through.
Yeah.
So.
And then the elongated stitch, how it's worded on her pattern, you stick your needle in just like if you're going to knit, and how you normally wrap your loose yarn, you wrap it twice, pull through off the needle. So it'll be 2 stitches for that one. Don't wrap twice first and then stick it in, because you're going to
lose it.
Right.
It won't.
Well,
it
no,
won't.
you're going to have 3.
Oh,
And you're going to have too many. When you come back around, you're slipping that whole thing as if to purl. So that is, because it tells you to slip it on the next row, but it doesn't have that on the next row.
Yeah.
So that's another thing to be leery of.
Yeah,
So,
like I said, it needs to be reworked. Someone needs to come through and kind of
write it out.
write it out. I mean, I'm sure you could find a way to make the chart kind of work, but I think written out it's more clear what you're doing, because of stuff you're doing on the prior row is going to affect the next row, because you have to do, and
Yeah.
I think it'd be much more simpler to write it out. But that's my take. But I think, like I said, a revision on that would actually make it a simpler, easier to follow.
So, yep. And I've been doing some spinning. I'm sitting on 2 to 3 cushions. And I started off with just doing 2 minutes this week. Well, until, about approximately 2 minutes till I started feeling that burning pain in my knee. I didn't let it get that far. The next day I did a little bit longer, and then finally yesterday I actually did 10 minutes. And I just stopped because I didn't want that burning pain. So it's helped a little bit. I think the elevation sounded so funny. But
Sitting higher.
I'm still not pushing it. But I've been loving on Instagram seeing all the Tour de, and that was really bumming me out, because I'm like, I really wanted to spin too with the Tour de Fleece. And so I'm not on any team, because I'm not really challenging myself, other than I'm actually challenging myself to actually spin. But I'm open to thread in the group, and just enter any of your hand spin that you finish during the Tour de Fleece, because I got some prizes I want to give away for that. And I thought that would be fun, because I get to see more of your yarns, and it's fun to give away prizes. So.
And you like spinning, it's just you can't with your legs, your knees and ankles to, at least at this point.
And I know I'm applying 2 4-ounce braids together, and so it's more tougher anyways, even before I was having issues, so.
Yep, so we're participating in a sense. That,
we're not part of any...
it's not team-oriented, but if you're spinning, put it in our thread, and you might get some fiber, because you got a couple things as fiber you want to give away.
Yeah.
So
Fun stuff.
if you're doing it, another prize opportunity.
Hopefully I'll have that all plied up to show you next week. I'm not pushing it, but a little bit. I'm a redhead.
She is.
So we're heading into Squeal like a pig. Are you ready? Are you ready? Oh.
Where to start?
Okay, let's see. First, I got a package, and this wasn't for my birthday. I knew this was coming, and this is clear from Portugal, from Filipa. And she put in yummy smelling soap. And then I dumped this out, and man, Jimmy was like, she sent some candy from Portugal, which is really cool, which I grabbed them back from him so I could show it on the podcast. And then tons of minis. I mean, I'm going to just show it like this. For my Scrappy Happy Sock blanket.
Yeah, that's a lot.
And that just makes me so happy having all my friends in it. And she went and tagged these with, now this is a Cascade Yarns and the number, and, she went through a lot of work to do this. But some of them were like Portugal. That's a no meters. I know there was some because Jimmy, Portuguese, Lopo, Xavier.
Not stuff that
Phoebus.
we would normally
so it was like,
get.
ooh, And then she put the content on the back, so it was really fun. Jimmy was having fun, even looking, I like this one. And
well, I know you've gotten a couple packages from people around the world, so you get it's the international.
And so when it's on me, I see, that's, from that friend, and it's a hug, when it's on me. It's too hot to be on me right now. I was going to start it. I used one of Millie Hermit's Opal, which I'd never used Opal at all before. And it's like, this thing is weighing a ton right now because it's so hot, even with air conditioning and fans on. I thought this needs to be put away for just a wee bit.
Take the summer off. It's going to go on summer vacation.
Yeah, but then I get this awesome packages, and I'm like, oh, I really want to knit on that. So, but yeah, really fun.
Awesome.
Where's that? He's too close. Let me put that back in there. So then here's Philippa. So then I got, okay, this goes back to last week too. There was a mystery package.
Yep.
A box that said, do not open till your birthday. And I waited.
She did. She was good.
Stephanie even said I could go ahead because she knew how troubling it was for me.
Impatient.
But she had it with a beautiful bow, and this looks like a flower box. A delivery flower box. And so I opened it, and got to show you the outside of the card. Dawn and James. And this is from Hot Pink Socks. And I had posted this on Instagram. So when I opened it, look at, I think she could hear me clear to Kentucky. Look at
Little
those
bouquet.
It's a bouquet of minis. Look at this.
That's a cool idea.
I can't use these. I mean, that is so beautiful and perfect. I mean, look at this.
You know what it reminds me of is, when you go to the office and they have the little flowers on the end of the pens?
Yeah.
So now you just got to take a pen and put it on there, and you can leave it as a little mini skein pen.
Yeah, that'd be so. But just, I only took those two out because it was like, that's too pretty. So,
Awesome.
I know she's yelling at the camera, use them, Dawn, use them.
Yeah, so creative.
Yeah. So that was really awesome, and I was a good girl, and I waited, and I was patient. So then, what's wrong? It's the Dawn show.
I know. Well, I was kind of breathing, so.
You okay?
Yeah. Not having rib issues.
So then I got a package from Stitched by Sasha, and I gotta show you this card. It's a kitty hug from Sasha. And it's cool because she puts lots of little notes. She sent me this, I'm calling it an iPad case. Mm-hmm. She's techie like that. I thought, oh, it's a needle case. So, okay, here's the outside. And she's stitchedbysasha.com. And you undo that, and you open it up, and there's plenty of room for either a journal or your iPad case. Mm-hmm. And then here is a ton of little pin slots, and I thought they were for like needle slots. So this is
you could take your knitting with your iPad, right? Your
That's
iPad
true.
has your patterns anyway, so.
So this could even hold a small
There you
notebook
go.
too.
Think about it.
Yeah. So that is really cool.
Awesome.
And she is such an amazing seamstress. I mean,
she's
perfection.
a perfectionist.
Yes. See, she should even sell her boo-boo bags, which I doubt have. That you could
You're
even
not supposed
find.
to tell anybody.
Oh
that
yeah,
she does
don't,
boo-boo.
because she's just going to mail them to me.
No, you're not supposed to tell her that she has boo-boo bags, right?
Oh.
The perfection.
Yeah, that's true. You will not find any imperfection on her bags that you buy.
Yeah.
You will not find a stray piece of
Maybe it is a good thing that
thread or
people know that she's got boo-boo bags, because if she messes up, she's not going to ship it to you.
Yeah,
So.
they're perfection. So, and then she sent me this bag. Look at it. It's one of her medium size, and I don't have her. The project I have in her bag is in timeout. So, yep, this is her medium size bag, and look at that awesome fabric. And then inside, in one of the pockets, she has stitch markers that she made. And you got to see the attention to detail. You saw the little apples on the fabric. She even found apple ribbon. So these are stitch markers she makes that she might be selling in her shop. And then I love these. Pink and green, I don't know if that's showing up. Looks like it's kind of blurring. And then those were the smaller ones. And then these are the bigger little rings. So now that I showed them, I can use them. I was going to snag one
anxious.
off. Yes, me anxious. And then inside was a whole bunch of minis.
Now that's going to be a big blanket.
Yes, I want it big and cuddly. And she has on here, you know, like it's Tosh sock in the foxglove colorway, and
awesome.
So yeah. And I know she has some socks on the needles that she needs to get finished. I was giving her a hard time this morning. The Amy Lee Show, Zombie Hello Kitty, and so yep, lots of fun stuff that I've never knit with. So that's always so much fun to get yarns. I haven't knit with any of the Tosh socks, so. And then there's some yarn hollow. I've never even heard of that. Shock rose, and so fun stuff.
Awesome.
Thank you, Sasha.
More great birthday gifts.
Yeah. I squeal. I squeal. I squeal. And then, okay, I'm making sure. Then I got a card in the mail, and I'll show you the front of it. Because I love this boofle. Jimmy got me a boofle card, too. Isn't he so cute? And then this is from Cookie Lady Knits, and Heidi is so sweet. She sent me a Panera gift card in there, and so that was shocking. I don't know what's with our mail, but this, she sent it like over a week, you know, and I didn't get it for
I know we had a holiday in
two
there
different
too.
cards.
You know, 4th of July and then the weekend. And
but sometimes even my mom, who lives 5 minutes away, will send me a card and I don't get it for a week. So it's screwy.
One of them things.
Yeah. So that was so sweet, and she knows I love Panera. I love Panera. That's where we went out to dinner. I got a free pastry too for my birthday.
You do like that place.
I love that place.
Good stuff.
Fuji chicken apple salad.
Yep.
So thank you so much. And then at the very beginning of the week, the day before my birthday, I received a package. Madeline Tosh Pashmina, sorry, in the grasshopper colorway. Look at this amazing color. Feel it. Touch the screen. Feel. This is just, I'll say heavenly. That was not the word that first came to my mind. I'm like, uh-oh.
That's good stuff.
I first thought, because it had my name on it, so I was just, because I got Philippa's package that day, I got Sasha's package that day, and this one. And so I'm tearing open packages. And I thought, oh no. Because you had told me, there's something coming, leave it alone. So I'm like, I texted James, I'm like, I go, is this from you? Because there was no packing slip, no invoice, no note,
it
no
just
nothing.
had your name on the label.
Had my name. And so I'm like, oh, James, did you send this? And I messed up and opened it early. Nope. And I'm like,
Question. What now? What do you do?
You know, I thought, well, I'll give it a couple days to see if anybody says, haven't you received a package? Or, you know, and I thought, didn't hear nothing on my birthday, you know, and I'm like, this is bizarre. Pashmina. Yeah. I have just been wordless. Speechless. So, was it Friday?
No, it was
Thursday.
before that. It was
Thursday or Friday?
during the week.
Yeah, during the week. I got a beautiful card, and I'll show you the front, and the most amazing message inside. And she told me not to wipe the tears, because she even says that in the note, because she knows me so well. So,
But
wow, that's what I say is wow. So I'm going to leave it as just a very special friend. She knows how thankful I am and that it will have to be the most perfect pattern in the world for this yarn. So, yeah, because that just needs to be all over you. And
that's enough to do a sweater.
it is.
So you
it's
can...
perfect enough to do a sweater. And I have one kind of in mind, but it's got to pow. Yes, this is it, you know. So, plus I have a sweater on the
worthy
needles.
of the...
Worthy.
Of the meaning behind it and the
Yeah.
yarn that goes along with it. So.
Cool. Yes. So at least
At
I
least-
know, you know, because I'm like, I have to say thank you for this. You know, I was going to come on the podcast and show it to see if anyone would confess.
Does anyone claim this?
Because I'm just, wow.
Well,
Yeah, and it makes it even more special because of a comment I gotten, you know. Well, I won't go into that because that's icky, but so it's amazing. So then, I'm not done with Squeal Like a Pig. How far along are we? I'll go kind of quick through this.
and she's so worried about not getting to say thank you to everybody.
Yes, I'm just so
So
okay. I'm gonna
hopefully
try
you
to
get
go
through and not miss.
Okay, I'm going to start with the Bonnie Wee Mouse I was gifted, and this is a Susan Claudino pattern. And this was from Limnick Crochet, who I talk about all the time. She gifted me that for my birthday, so that's going to be fun to knit. Cookie Lady knit me the little mouse that's hanging back there. I don't know if you can you see it? Yeah. So that was cool. So now I can knit a Bonnie Wee Mouse. Mm-hmm. And then I was gifted one of Lauren's patterns, which is the Kiss Kiss Lace Lace Sock. See, I even had to double check that because I thought I was stuttering. And this is Lauren McMorty, and which she's going to be our designer for August, September. I was just double checking.
Make sure that you get the right months. Huh?
And if you haven't knit her patterns, phenomenal. You won't have any problems. She has tutorial videos to go with it. She's a teacher by trade, so she explains everything so you can get it and understand it. So, and this is from Sun Daisy 920. She gifted me the Lauren's pattern, and I have that yarn to knit this, so that's going to be one of the socks I knit during our knit along. Cool. So that was really cool. Thank you. And then I was gifted the Nantucket Red from Danger Mouse. Oh, it actually showed it too. And this is a Thea Coleman pattern. So look how pretty that is. It almost needs to be in a red too, like that. You know, that I start instantly thinking, ooh, what yarn to get. So thank you so much, Dawn. And then Chance of Showers was a gift from, oh, this is pretty good. It's just,
you got it.
I'm like, it's going
coming
in
up
order.
in the
It's
sequence.
Like, how trippy is that? So this is called Chance of Showers by Heidi Kiermeyer. And this is from Bella Socks. And this is the possibility for the awesome Pashmina yarn. Because I'm going to call it Chance of Grasshoppers. Look at there, you can see that lace detail. So this is a high maybe.
So, a consideration.
Yeah, isn't that cute?
Mm-hmm.
That would be very good to wear here, you know. So thank you, Aileen. And then I got gifted the Pull Me Over. Okay. Did it again. Pull Me Over from Ia. She's Ia with blah. She's the lollipop girl. Ia Wedding Knitter. And this is by Andrea Black. And it's cool because you can do a short sleeve, which I would probably do, or a long sleeve version of this. So that's really cool. I love how it looks form-fitting and ooh la la. So thank you, yeah. And then I was gifted the Brickless by Cookie Lady Knits, Heidi. And this is what I'm actually spinning for. Well, I'm hoping. I hope I get enough yardage. I use 2 4-ounce braids, so my fingers, if it's a little short, it'll be okay. But this is a Martina Bim pattern. And keep rambling. Very cool. So
How's a Martina Bim the one where you can just adjust based on weight? So
usually, I haven't gone and looked. So, but yeah, it's a thicker. It's done with worsted weight, so
cool.
It'll be a lot warmer. So that looks fun. So thank you, Heidi. So I should go knit on this at Panera. And then, where am I at?
Your
Endless Rainbow was gifted to me by Mad79. Melanie, look, this is a Martina Bame show. And this is done in fingering. And this is done with like 2 colors. It's really cool. I think this is one of her newer patterns. So, and I saw on Instagram that someone had a kit for this. I don't remember who it was, but I have some rainbow yarn that I could use if I got some white like that, or like a light gray. So thank you, Melanie. It looks, her patterns are fun. I mean, once you've knit it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I know you.
Hitchhiker.
Mm-hmm. I know you enjoy it.
You just look like you needed a kiss.
I'll take them.
I am feel like I'm bouncing off the walls.
It's all this
goodies. I'm feeling the yarn fumes around me.
Having
look like I'm getting a little flushed. Just kind of warm. Where am I at? I am at Nanook. Hey. And that was a gift from Maddie's mama. And this is done in worsted weight, and it's a Heidi Kiermeier. Hope I'm saying her name right. Otherwise, I'm really butchering it. So that looks like another fun knit. Very elegant, and so it's like, oh, you just want to cast them all on.
I know. You get cast on itis lately with all your projects.
Well, that was done in Quince & Co. yarn, too. Ooh.
Good stuff.
So then I was gifted the New York cardigan from Blooming Knitter, Tina. And this is also one that you could do, I guess any of those sweaters you could do short sleeve or long.
Stop
so just
early,
whack it up, you know. So on DK Weight, and this is by Erin Harper. You can't see that one at all. I'll bring it up bigger. Because it's got a neat detail on it. I don't know if I'd do it that long. That's like way past the booty. That's a lot of knitting.
Yeah.
Sasha, texting. Trips me out when that happens. Usually it's kitty girl. So then I was gifted Summer Vines, and this was really cute. I don't know if she noticed because it's from Summer Yarns. Summer. So I will always think of her when I knit this. And this, it's by Nicole Montgomery. This is gorgeous too. See, I need to be knitting these now. Although I can wear these in winter too. Here, look at that. Isn't that pretty?
That looks like a good summer one.
Mm-hmm. I love how the bust area is accented. Isn't that neat?
Mm-hmm. Got the.
You'd have to really make sure that
row,
that cable stops right under, because otherwise it would look weird.
It's all about spacing, measuring.
I wonder if it's a top down or bottom up. You're just going to have to really pay attention to where that booby area is coming in. So thank you, Summer. That's really pretty. That's pretty whatever they used. Malabrigo. Sock yarn. That's light fingering.
Wow.
The perfect summer knit. So then, this was a gift just because she saw me favorite it and cue it. And it's called the Waves Pattern by Kimber Lawley. And that's Kimberly Gintar. And this is the most coolest pattern. She is in the process of doing a male version of it right now, so I might hold off. Well, I got so many socks on the needle. Who are we kidding? Come on. So I'm not going to hold off and knit your socks in this. And she did this in Nicole C. Mendez yarn. But you use self-striping, but it obviously it makes waves. But I have some fireman yarn that I had got for you years ago, and I thought, oh, waves, put out the fire. You know me. It's got to all pair up.
Got to make sense.
So that was really cool, and looks really fun to knit. I'm like, why solar flare fibers? Because it's the yarn I'm wanting to order. Yeah, it's a shopping list. So that was all my Squeal Like a Pig. There was a lot of them, but it was just so cool.
You got an awesome bunch of gifts from all your friends out there. And
yep.
Yeah, made for a perfect birthday.
Yes, it did. 23 years old.
Yeah. That's where we stop it, right?
Yeah.
You just keep revisiting that.
That's a good number. Birthday. It's my favorite number. So in the arena, I have a new podcast to mention to you. There's 2 episodes up, and it is called Dairyland Knits. Moo. You got to do the moo. I think he lives in Michigan. Is that where cows live? Happy cows live in California, though.
I was going to say.
They like all the earthquakes where they're rocking and rolling. Make that
For
cheese.
those people that don't live in California, there's a whole commercial series.
Wouldn't that be a national commercial?
I don't know if they go. I mean, the whole thing is happy cows live in California.
Yeah.
You know, because they get the back rub because they have earthquakes out here, and it's a whole series of commercials that's pretty humorous.
Write that down. Happy cows live in California, because that was just so funny. So we've gotten smart. We have paper and pen now, so when we think of things, because we don't remember nothing.
Yeah.
So back to the podcast. It's a video podcast on YouTube, and he has a Ravelry group, and that I am referring to, is Josh. Professor Josh. He is a professor. Professor. It sounds like Gilligan's Island, don't it?
Not too proper.
Yeah, I got the proper. And, which I loved him talking about what he does. It's like, he was cutting it short, and I'm like, no, come on, tell me more. And his Ravelry name is Auricula82. And that's just so much fun to say, Auricula. What's that? Cough?
Ricola.
Ricola. So that's how I kind of remember it. So go give him a watch. Very interesting, entertaining, super podcast, and he's really fun. He would be fun to sit there and just shoot the
shoot the breeze.
Shoot the breeze. So go give him a watch. We have our designer along right now with Susan Claudino. I'm knitting the turtle. I didn't want to knit the turtle to this week. I got the shell done, so it'll get done. So any of her patterns. And we have our hatch in it every month. I was seeing.
Yeah, I know.
I was trying to see the time because I know I'm. Yep. I'm getting the knee. You guys don't see the knee nudge. It's like wrap it up.
Come on, keep going.
Like you get that. What's that? The
I means even more. We don't need the explanation. He's snorting.
Yes, you did that last week. Okay, round up.
You're just cutting it off.
I'm done.
Okay, so all right, so we'll wrap things up here. Remember, get your free Wolf Farm video podcast button with any paid order at Wolf Farms. Just ask for that in the comment section when you are checking out, and we will be glad to stick one of those in your order when we ship it off. And I think that about does it.
So, until next time,
let's get cracking.
Hatching it. Bye, y'all.
Bye, y'all.